Okay. All right. Lady from Jones trying to amend the wrong bill. She's saving it for later. All right. Seeing no further amendments, I recognize the gentleman from DeSoto to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Do I have 5 minutes? Is that correct?
You have 10 minutes, gentlemen.
10 minutes?
But you don't have to use it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to apologize to any of y'all for coming up here. I have been here 10 years, and I think I've spoken on 2 bills. So you owe me. I promise you, every one of you owe me. So this is my 3rd time in 10 years, so I deserve 10 minutes, correct? Listen, I don't know, not many of y'all know me, but I'm not a kumbaya or lay me down to sleep man. And they call me on talk radio, me and Eugene, but at home they call me Forrest Fire. That's what I want to be referred to. Listen, you know, I appreciate this body, and I've been, like I say, 10 years. But I appreciate the press. But you know, sometimes it doesn't get in the press what we do down here. So I'm calling on from the hills of North Mississippi to the Gulf Stream waters, to the Alabama line, to the Louisiana bow. I want the people to know what we're doing here today. You know, I have seen less things done here. I don't know where Jesse Jackson, and I don't know where Al Sharpton is. You know, we're trying to take the rights of the people away. Democrats, you ought to be ashamed if you vote for this bill. And I'm going to say this, Republicans, I'm going to say the same thing to you. You stood up and say the people have the right to vote. I cannot believe that we'd have such a raggedy bill to come down here trying to take the rights of anybody away. And you know, I have in my blood right here, in my blood flows the veins of American patriots that shed their blood when the lords of London, they stood over there with their white wigs on, and they was telling the people in this colonial territory what to do. They people rose up in rebellion. They wanted their right. And I'm telling you today here what we're witnessing here. This is just a little bit of the noose around your neck. If you take my right away from me today, they're going to take something away from you tomorrow. And we see all this liberal stuff going on in this United States. All these people, the Republicans scream and holler about gun rights. No, I don't want my gun rights taken away from me and my bullets or anything else. But I don't want my vote taken away from me. And we've got to see this liberalism spreading out across this country, Republicans. Wake up. Wake up. It's time for all of us to wake up. And it's starting right down here. And we're like puppets on a string. This thing is not done here in this house. This thing goes outside of this house. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here. In my school, in the DeSoto County, what's going on? They're going to buy that school board. And we're going to have the biggest charter schools across the land here in DeSoto County. I promise you. This is where it's going to. Now, I'm telling you, I served in the U.S. forces for 6 years, and I'd be glad to take a bullet for my country. I never backed up one time. And I'm going to tell you something about my superintendent of education. He fought for the kid. He fought for that position. And if you got a superintendent that's too lazy to get out and ask people to vote for him, and he said he wants to sit back in there, he will not stand in the doorway of your children and take the first bullet. I expect our superintendent to take that first bullet. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this right here. Now, if y'all say, some of y'all are going to say, well, what is wrong with that guy? I have been all my life. I've been in church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. I have found out something about this Bible. We need to start paying attention. There's an element coming into this country. We're going to end up, the Chinese is going to end up running this country. We're going to have another religion that you're going to be outsourcing your children to. It's an abomination to what God has given us here in this Christian nation here. And we need to get back to the basis and the fundamental of this is a Christian nation. And I want to say this, that in the 33rd chapter of the book of Ezekiel, it says in the 33rd chapter of the book of Ezekiel, he said a prophet was chosen out and he stood upon the tower. And if he didn't cry out, the blood was upon him. And I'm telling you today, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a lot for me to come up against, but I am crying out, ladies and gentlemen. I am crying out. It's going to be some bloodshed in this country, and the blood is not going to be up on me, ladies and gentlemen. You need to get some fire in your belly. We need to stand up what this country is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention. And I think you know how I want you to vote.
Gentleman yields the floor. Gentleman from the floor, Mr. Perkins. You wish to speak, gentlemen? Did you wish to speak?